2015 draws to a close, there appears to be no solution to significantly contain the migrant crisis. Channels TV correspondent Cynthia Areh attended a one-day conference here in Washington, D.C. and has this report.
These are the pictures that flood our television screens on a regular basis, some ending on a good note, others on a bad one. The migrant crisis has dominated the headlines for most of 2015, and despite the conferences and meetings, the problem still lingers. For this reason, the International Organization for Migration has brought together over a dozen panelists, and their motive is one thing: that's how to deal with the situation come 2016. Simon Henshaw of the U.S. Department of State highlights one reality that stares destination countries in the face: the growing number of refugees.
They will not stop coming until there is a resolution to the conflict and until the conditions in asylum allow them to be able to thrive and to take care of their children. And they're watching as their children miss year after year after year, and now we're in the fourth year, after year of access to education and to growth.
The United States has been highly criticized for not doing enough to stem the crisis. However, the UNHCR begs to differ.
The U.S. has already invested $4.5 billion in humanitarian aid since the beginning of the crisis. But beyond that, the two areas I'd like to mention today that we're focusing on are education and relief to resilience.
Speaking of the United States, presidential aspirant Donald Trump has suggested that a ban be placed on all Muslim entry into the country until representatives can figure out what to do about terrorism. He was criticized by several individuals, with no exception in this meeting.
We are not terrorists. I'm not a terrorist. I'm Syrian. I'm very proud to be Syrian. I haven't been in my country for 10 years. I'm from Damascus, and I am going to become a U.S. citizen next week. By the way, my test is on Thursday, and I hope I pass it.
More than 750,000 migrants have arrived by sea this year, and according to Eurostat statistics, here's where most of the large numbers are coming from. Syria tops the list without surprise, Afghanistan comes in second place, and Nigeria comes in at number 8. More solutions are suggested in this meeting, with emphasis being placed on how to view the crisis from a different perspective.
In the current situation, countries that host refugees in particular have a tendency only to count the costs of hosting refugees and don't really like to admit that there are also benefits. For that reason, I think it's tremendously important for humanitarian actors as well as development actors to invest in those host communities. So I think the long-term picture is bright. The short-term and medium ones are tremendously challenging, but as Angela Merkel has said famously, we can manage.
Well, that was Channels TV correspondent Cynthia Areh reporting.